The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
All right, back on the Domino's postgame report as Carson-Newman falls to the Columbus State Cougars 58-56. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, frustrating one. Defensively, probably played well enough to win, but couldn't get the shots to fall in the second half. Had a ton of open looks. To potentially tie or take the lead late, but sometimes they just don't fall. What did you see from your team today against the Cougars?
If you'd have told me that we will hold that team to 58 points, hold them to 35% from the field, 25 from the three, out-rebound them by 16, get the free throw line more than they did, and have not one but two guys on our team have double-doubles, including Rendire with a double-double. And by the way, we've never lost when Rendire has a double.
Correct.
If you'd have told me that we would have lost that game, I would have been really questioning, well, something had to go horrifically wrong. And that's, as I just told the team, that's exactly what happened. Something went horrifically wrong. And it was simply in my mind, and I'll watch the tape and have a little bit better clarification on this, but in my mind, our turnovers were a part of this, but then probably more so, our execution of what we were doing offensively tonight was just the second half in particular. The second half, the execution second half was just not up to par. Period. It's just not. And as we told the team right then, guys, we always have to have an alignment between our coaches and our players, and between players and players when it comes to offensive execution. And against an elite defensive team like Columbus, you've got to be committed to your execution and let the execution provide the opportunity. And that's not what was going on. We had guys that just weren't doing that. And I guess the question I've got to find out is why. What was the problem? Why were we struggling with that? And then, most important, make sure we get it fixed.
Turnovers. There weren't a ton of them, 14, but a lot of them were live ball steals, and a lot of them came at very ill-opportune times.
Yeah.
Was it carelessness? Was it guys just playing too fast, trying to do too much? Do you have a gut for which direction they went?
Well, in a game like this, and I think you're the one that actually said this was going to be a slobber knocker.
Mm-hmm.
In a game like this, neither team is going to just allow runs. It's just not going to happen. And so, even though you say, 14 turnovers is a lot, that for us that's a lot.
Yeah.
And because of just the nature of this game, where nobody's going to really go on just these huge spurts that create separation and then maintain it. It just makes the turnovers and the value of each possession that much more important. And congrats to them. They did their part. Columbus did their part to make it difficult for us. And they got the win. I'm just more disappointed in our lack of fortitude to control what we could control in that regard. Because again, our defense and rebounding today was elite. It was elite, and this same quality of defensive rebounding will help us win games this year. I just really thought we could. I just really thought we could execute, and was confident we could execute at a high enough level, and we didn't.
You say defense was elite, and I typically would agree with a 5-minute scoring drought to close the game. Felt like there was a moment though in the first half or the second half early on when Melvin got loose for some threes, and that was a part of that 12-0 run that turned the tide. Again, hard to argue with holding a team to 35% shooting.
You're exactly right. Actually, if there is one thing defensively that I wasn't happy with, it would be that from a personnel standpoint, we knew who 15 was. You and I even talked about that. We knew who he was. We knew what he could do, and yet we had a problem maintaining enough awareness of him, and that he can exploit you. He's a reason why he's the number one 3-point shooter in the country, and he displayed it yet again tonight why that is. And he took advantage of our miscues.
Where do you go from this one? Start conference play, and a tough place to play, the Tim Consider. You head over to Limestone to take on the Saints.
First things first, man. That we're in finals, and our guys really need to finish strong academically. So that's one thing. Secondarily, we need to make peace with and learn and grow from this experience, the good and the bad. Because there was good too. There was good. There was also bad. We need to learn from it. Get back on the practice court and prepare for our conference opener on the road. And as you said, I mean, Limestone's a really difficult place to play, and we know that they're going to give us an A game, because that's just what Kyle Perry and his team do. So we're after games like this, man, you just can't wait to play again. I wish we played tomorrow. I'd feel a lot better if we played tomorrow, but we got to wait till next Wednesday, and our guys got to do the job academically first and foremost.
Chuck Benson, pleasure as always. We'll talk to you Wednesday against the Saints.
Thanks, Kev.
It's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson here on the Domino's post-game report as Carson-Newman falls to Columbus State 58-56.